35.
I got a news alert this morning. The Zimbabwe government says they're going to try to extradite the American dentist who killed Cecil the lion. They want him back in their own country.
That's right. The prime minister says the process to have him tried in that country has actually already begun. Meanwhile, Fox News is reporting that Dr. Walter Palmer's hunting guide told authorities that Palmer had asked if he could find an elephant to kill just a few days after he shot and killed Cecil. But the guide says that Palmer didn't go through with it because they could not find an elephant that was big enough. The lion's death, by the way, has sparked public protests and outcry on social media. The White House says it will review a public petition calling on Palmer to be extradited to Africa to face charges. More than 160,000 people have already signed that petition. John?
You know, Palmer and his family have been facing numerous threats on social media because of this hunt. He's even had to shut down his medical practice because of all that negative attention. But how far do you go before the freedom of speech goes over the line? Because not only what he did was wrong, but what people are also pointing out now online is also long. And Glenn Selig joins us this morning. He's the founder of the publicity agency. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here today.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about that. Okay, this guy had no idea when he posted this picture that it was going to go this big online, right? Your thoughts on what's transpired in the media since this came out?
Well, I think has changed the context of what can go wrong. It can go wrong very, very quickly. You put something innocently, what you think is innocently, online, on social media, and it used to be that you'd have to wait for somebody to pick it up. You'd have to wait for a news outlet like yours to do something on it. Now you don't need to. Just one person needs to see it. They need to pick it up. They proliferate it, and boom, you have a terrible situation on your hands.
Well, it's funny because people think, well, I would never post me killing a lion. Okay, have you posted a picture of you and your kids in a bathing suit? Because we saw a picture in California where that family got shamed, saying, you know, how insensitive to put your daughter in a bikini. You're too overweight to be in a bikini too. I mean, you think it's not a big deal, but it becomes a big deal online, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And in real life, we all have filters. We think before we speak. We're very, very careful about what we do. But on social media, for whatever reason, people think, it's social media, let's just put it out there. There isn't that pause. There should almost be like a delay button, like sometimes with TV studios, there's a delay. There should be a delay to think about what you just posted and what you did. And it used to be, you know, you'd be at a bar and you'd post something and then boom, it would be a big, big problem.
Now by the time you get home. Yeah, you're nationally famous by the time you get home.
Yeah, but now people are doing it for all sorts of reasons and they're not thinking. People are not pausing before they speak, before they post. And that's what's really causing an issue.
Not only post, but reply. I mean, think about it. Mia Farrow posted his address on Twitter. You've had death threats for not only him, but threats against his family as well. So what these people are posting in response to his post is almost as bad as what he posted in the first place, isn't it?
Right. Yes, absolutely. And it used to be where you'd need talk radio or places like that in order to opine. Now people can go on Twitter and Facebook and say whatever they want. And yes, it's getting really, really nasty. And what happens is often in situations like this is there could be a backlash against the person who is doing the criticizing. And it gets worse than the person who did what he did in the first place. So it can get really bad.
And we've seen it happen where it just keeps building and building. Now, what if you do something that maybe not as serious as this case, but if you own a small business and you post something and you get a lot of people mad at you, how do you recover from that? Because a lot of people say this dentist is done. How does he ever go back into practice?
Well, I don't think the dentist is done.
Think so?
I don't think so. I think right now he's taking some steps that maybe don't reflect very well. He was a hunter and now he's the hunted. And the fact that he isn't coming clean and he isn't facing anything, people are criticizing him for that. He hunted a lion, but he's running. You know, that's not very fair. I think at some point you have to take a sense of responsibility. You have to own up to maybe what you did wrong. And if you don't do that, people will not forgive. But what we do know about psyche of people is that more often than not, they do forgive. People make mistakes. But unless he takes some ownership of this, this will not change for him.
Get a good PR person, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because in this case, going into hiding is not helping him a whole lot right now.
No, it does not.
All right, good stuff. Hey, what's your website in case people want to check out your work?
www.thepublicityagency.com.
Glenn, good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here.
Great, thank you.
Glenn Selig. Amy, send it over to you.
Fascinating discussion. Thanks, you guys. Our topping